The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this business.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Tuesday, June 1st. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, the Savage One, Mr. Tony Spark. Tony, how you doing today?
Doing great, man. It is a new episode, new day, and it is Mike Yendra's birthday. So today, go Big Red, sporting Nebraska gear in honor of Mike's birthday. And it's kind of cold in my house, so it's always good to have a hoodie in place. But no, had a great long 3-day weekend up at Glenwood Springs with my sister. It was a lot of fun. Ran into longtime friend Bobby Bishop and his family up there. I had dinner. It was a wonderful weekend, man. Now here we are back to reality.
Yeah, we had the Memorial Day weekend. I was telling you before the break that Saturday helped my brother and basically sister-in-law move into their place, and that put me out of commission on Sunday. I was completely useless on Sunday, but luckily we did have the 3-day weekend, so I was able to rally back yesterday. Went to the movies, saw A Quiet Place 2, had barbecue with the family, and all in all, just a great Memorial Day weekend.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I hope everyone else out there had a good one as well and was safe. And like you, I also saw A Quiet Place too. And hopefully a lot of you did. If you didn't, go see the first one first. Don't skip the first one and see the second. Like, watch the first and go see the second. But great continuation of the first movie. It was
absolutely
well done. Well done, Krasinski. Well done.
And if you want our full review, we do the Proton Pack podcast once a week. It airs Tuesdays at 4 p.m., so you can check that out. Find out our full review on what that
today
is.
At 4. Yeah, today at 4. Won't be in Nebraska gear for that one, but maybe the Nebraska hat.
There you
go. Half sport that. Yeah.
Well, folks, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Now, Tony, obviously you and I graduated from high school together. Mm-hmm. At the end of the year, you get your yearbook, you crack it open. There's all sorts of fun stuff, pictures and quotes and things like that. Do you recall anything in our yearbook that was out of the ordinary? Anything somebody maybe wrote in there or did in a picture that maybe wouldn't fly by today's standard?
Well, they always did like what was great in that history. So when you go back and look, and like Limp Bizkit was big, Backstreet Boys and Sync and stuff. So those like by today's standards are kind of weird. But I think the weirdest yearbook thing that stuck out to me was in junior high, and I didn't get it, and I'm sure the kids didn't get it when they wrote it. Was "May all your ups and downs be in bed." And obviously as an adult I get that now, but I don't think the 8th or 7th grade version of me, whichever Eagle Valley one I read that in, I just was like, I don't get that. Yes, like I like to get up in my own bed. I'd like to lay down in my own bed. Whoever wrote that was wise beyond their time. But there was no like dirty pics that I could recall seeing. Sometimes there was kids like you would do the whole, who the hell is that? Like, I've never seen this person in my life. And they're like voted most personality or most likely to succeed. You're like, who the hell is that person? So those would be only my fond memories of yearbooks. But I'm interested to see where this crazy ass story is about to go. I'm sure. I think it's going to take a hard turn here.
It definitely is. So a high school is recalling copies of its yearbook because a graduating senior listed Adolf Hitler's autobiography as his favorite book. Times Union reported Cambridge Junior Senior High School stopped distributing the yearbook on Wednesday when it came to their attention that a student had cited Mein Kampf as his favorite book. The newspaper is not naming the student. The book, published in 1925, outlines the tenets of Nazism. Cambridge Superintendent Douglas Silvernell said he was horrified and promised that editing of the yearbooks would be improved. Silvernell said the school was consulting with its legal counsel about possible discipline. I don't know how much discipline you can really hand down. Somebody cited that as their favorite book. Obviously, that is not something to do. But as far as legalities, all of that, who knows? Other than the fact that they have to reissue these yearbooks, which will cost a ton.
That will cost a ton. Well, that's why you always have to have a chief editor. You have to have an adult editor to edit the kid editor, because the kid editor doesn't know crap. I mean, hell, I was the editor. That's kind of scary. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't put a kid in charge of that stuff. But I know for our graduating class, we didn't have quotes. They weren't like, what do you want to do with your life? And, who is your favorite band? And what's your favorite quote? We didn't get that. They slapped your picture in there and that was that. I know further editions they did. Like there was like nowadays they do the, life quote or, words of wisdom to live by or some stuff like that. Yeah. We didn't have that, so.
Yeah, I think this high school is going to be rethinking doing that.
It's probably I think it's probably just best just put the name in there. And then if you want to take a paid ad where the parents, like that's what we had to do. Your parents had to pay to put like a special tribute, like you took a kid picture next to your current picture. And that was later in the yearbook. And it was like, Mommy and Daddy are so proud of you and you're going to take on the world. Nope. Nope. Not most people didn't. Most people didn't go take on the world. Yeah.
I'd hate to see what this kid's parents put in there. But in any case, folks, it is Tuesday. Let's go ahead and talk about today's show, shall we?
It is Taco Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right on. I keep thinking it's Monday, so.
I know, I do too. Well, folks, as we do on Tuesdays, we have Animal Tales sponsored by roughriders.org. We have a segment Best Things in Life are free, and we round out the day with This Day in History. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Behold, my precious. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude. Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box. Woohoo! Yee-hoo! Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors. To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. We've got a little thing we talk about each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys, the listeners and watchers, an opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe your yearbook had something inappropriate in it. We want to hear about it. Give us a call at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, it is Tuesday, not Monday, as our bodies lead us to believe. But as we do on Tuesdays, we like to explore animal tales sponsored by roughriders.org. Now, Rough Riders is a local 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the transport of dogs from the outlying rural shelters where they may not have a second chance here to the more metro, Reno area, where we work with local rescues and dog nonprofits to find them homes, give them a second chance at life. If you want more information, head over to roughriders.org. That's RUFF Riders.org, or on Facebook at Rough Riders Saves. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into animal tales.
Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle, where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, the old gray badger sighs.
Listen to the bass, it's a one on the bottom where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo.
The cow goes
moo.
All right, let's go ahead and start off with our first story here in Animal Tales. It was after midnight when the front door of the Odessa Police Department slid open and a very good boy walked up to the counter. But who was this lost boy, and why was he there? Perhaps he wasn't lost at all, but was inquiring about an open canine position in the department. The handsome stranger didn't have much to say, but was happy to entertain officers with a few rounds of fetch in the station lobby while they tried to solve the case. Although he was wearing a collar, his name tag had fallen off. Officers reached out to Odessa Animal Control, it's not even Wednesday yet, to fetch a microchip reader, but apparently tired of waiting, the very good boy decided to solve the case on his own. He ran out just as quick as he came in, Sergeant Rusty Martin said. The owner responded the next day it was his dog and he had returned home. He lives about a mile from the station. Chico is now safely back at home with his family, but not without making a bunch of new friends in the police force first. And so, this dog basically turned himself in to report he was lost, got bored, headed home. And smart dog that he knew exactly where home was. And, maybe he just sensed the other canines that were in the station, figured out, hey, I'm going to go find some friends to play with.
I like it. It seems like a Secret Life of Pets type of story.
Exactly.
Like, it's just a good adventure. It's sad when dogs get out, but it's kind of cute because it's like they're on their own little adventure. Yesterday, there was a big old Rottweiler and, I don't know the other type of dog, but it was another big dog, and they're just happily running alongside the road, just smiling like, haha, we escaped. But, you're a little leery because you don't want them to run in the road, but they just look so happy just barreling through this field like freedom, you know.
Yeah, as long as they make their way back to their owners. It's always sad when they get lost and they end up, in the rescues or the shelters. But Tahoe got out a couple weeks ago, and he just went over to our front door and sat there and waited until we realized that he wasn't in the backyard. He wasn't in the house. We opened the front door and he's sitting there waiting. So,
oh, well, that's good. See, that's always a great thing. And also, this is a good thing that they had collars. Like these two dogs that were just roaming through the field, you could see they had their collars on. Hopefully they stayed on, because it's not always the case. Sometimes.
Yeah. And it goes to show, always microchip your dogs as well. So,
yeah, that way they find their way home.
Exactly. So. Well, let's move on with our next story here in Animal Tales. Well, a Washington State cougar broke into a man's home. No, we're not talking about a mature woman who's on the hunt for a younger man. We're talking about an animal. Tore through a screen door, smashed a window, and eventually passed out in the kitchen sink. That was after State Department of Fish and Wildlife officers dosed it with a tranquilizer dart. Viral video showed a Grant County Sheriff's Office deputy chasing a cougar as it sprinted down a residential street and vanished into someone's yard. Cell phone video from someone else showed it hopping a fence before it eventually made its way into the unsuspecting man's home. Ephrata police responded as well and said the animal appeared spooked and ducked into the private residence where it holed up in the kitchen. Fish and Wildlife officers responded as well, armed with tranquilizers, and successfully subdued the animal, which passed out with its head in the sink and a broken screen on the floor. EPD was able to detain the cougar. The Ephrata Police Department announced Tuesday the cougar is now safe and in the custody of Fish and Wildlife. The encounter prompted another Ephrata Police Department, this one in Pennsylvania, to announce that we are happy to report that our area is currently safe from cougars, presumably after social media users mistook one town for the other. What a strange name that it appears in two different towns.
Yeah.
Cougars, also known as pumas or mountain lions, can grow up to 180 pounds and 8 feet long, according to Washington wildlife officials. The one in the image was a 150-pound male and was likely confused and scared about how to get away from the populated area.
I'm scared!
It was being relocated to a safe wilderness area for release. And, here in northern Nevada, we get coyotes, we get mountain lions, and we've recently started getting bobcats as well, which is just crazy. But, it just goes to show, keep your smaller pets indoors, be on the lookout, especially if you're out walking around, and just know that they were probably here first. And so, if you do encounter one, then, take the necessary precautions, but don't engage it because that could end up quite badly.
Yeah, it's interesting when you live so close to the mountains, how far in they make it, Obviously, where you live, the mountains connect all over, so it's easy to see why they travel from and to. But you get a lot of those bigger dogs and cats. We get coyotes. You hear them every night. They get pretty active around here. So there's a ton of coyotes around here. But
yeah. And inevitably you're walking around and there's a lost little dog sign or lost cat sign, and we know why they're lost.
Yep.
Not
you find random parts of rabbits sometime around here. So there's a lot of rabbits, but you kind of know why you find a rabbit limb or something sitting there. You're like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
Looks like they got a little close to the unit. Awesome.
Well, let's move on with our next story here in Animal Tales. This one's somewhat of a fitting soundbite. A sheep running loose through Schenectady and Rotterdam was caught Friday afternoon by its owners and Rotterdam police in a backyard on Plunkett Avenue. Schenectady City Police received a call around 11:05 Friday that there was a sheep on the loose near Broadway and Vischer Avenue. Police tried multiple times to catch the sheep as it headed toward Curry Road in Rotterdam. Surveillance video from Paul and Deborah Garrow showed police cars driving after the sheep as it took off down Augustine Avenue. Deborah Garrow said she went to answer the door and there was a sheep running away from the cops. It was a surprise, she said. Rotterdam patrolman Anthony Verone said he contacted Abdullah Halal Live Poultry at 824 Broadway, figuring the sheep had escaped from them, and it had. Verone said owners of the business came down and cornered the sheep around 12:30 in a backyard on Plunkett Avenue. Verone said the sheep was not injured. The owners of the sheep could not be reached for comment. And all I imagine is sort of a, what was that old show? The Benny Hill Show. You know,
yeah.
Cops chase after the sheep back and forth through the frame. Would have been a hilarious sight to watch. And there is video, so I'll post that up on our Facebook page as well.
I was going to say that, and that song is very, it gets stuck in your head too.
It does. And they used it in pretty much everything.
Everything, yeah.
To Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
And just chasing, just like moving sheep, just.
That's the one.
just picture the sheep.
Good pull, Tom. Good pull. All right, and then finally here in Animal Tales. Oh, another reason not to become a crazy cat lady. The body of a pensioner has been found devoured from the waist up by her pet cats in Spain. Clara Inés Tobón, 79, was gnawed by at least 5 of her 7 felines after dying alone in her apartment in Madrid. The Colombian woman was discovered last Monday after neighbors complained of a stench coming from her apartment in San Cugat Selvalles Street. The South American, who had lived alone since 1996, is believed to have been dead for at least 3 months. Oof. The national police officer told a neighbor she had been eaten from the waist up by her cats, reports El Mundo. They reportedly added it was the worst thing they'd ever seen in their entire career. Tests are being performed to determine if COVID was a factor behind the woman's death. It comes after neighbors said she had been ill since last year, and many feared that she may have caught the disease. Alarms were first raised after Mrs. Tobón was not seen for several weeks, having often been spotted feeding stray cats or visiting the local fruit market. Police were finally called when a neighbor complained of a smell coming from her home. So,
Mrs. Tobón.
Yeah.
She used to like to bone, Mrs. Tobón.
Well, apparently not. With being the crazy cat lady, eaten by her cats, feeding stray cats. She didn't gain any Catwoman-like superpowers. In fact, she was devoured by them. So just goes to show, make some friends, a little more than cats.
Oh, my gosh. They get hungry.
Well, folks, that does it for Animal Tales. When we come back, we've got a segment called The Best Things in Life Are Free. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, you can also watch us from the comfort of your own home or on the go with the NGBN.TV app, available on most smart TV services and, of course, mobile applications like iOS and Android. Again, that's the NGBN.TV app. Now, if you want to get a hold of me on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony Spark. That's SPARK 81, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now, in the segment titled The Best Things in Life Are
Free.
They're free, if you didn't.
Free.
Quite get that. We're talking about useful tools online that are free. You would expect to pay for them, but you know what? We like to reward our listeners every once in a while with some things that they can get, that they can utilize, that might make their lives just that much better. So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll into the very first item here on The Best Things in Life Are
Free.
For instance, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. If you have a child younger than 5, they send an age-appropriate book once a month. This person said, "It's amazing. I have so many books for my daughter since I signed up, and she loves getting them in the mail. I wish I had this for the boys when they were younger. Obviously, they're a little older than 5 at this point, but they enjoy reading. And, something like this, buying books can be expensive. Getting a free one once a month, that's awesome."
Yeah, no, that's a smart idea. Good on her too. Do encourage the young children to read. It's a free book, whether it's a good book or not. It's irrelevant. I mean, the fact that it's free gives them something to read. It's just a good deal. So good on her and good program.
Exactly. Let's keep moving on. The best things in life are
free.
Speaking of books, if you are an adult reader, actually a reader of any age, you can check out Project Gutenberg, which has a lot of free classic books. Of course, anything that is in the public domain is available on there. You can download it in an e-reader format. So if you have a smartphone or a tablet or something along those lines, you can read through there. And there are a lot of authors that of more modern books who will donate their books to Project Gutenberg, so that way you can read things that aren't Moby Dick or A Tale of Two Cities or things along those lines that a little bit more modern, but best of all, free.
Yeah, no, that's good. And that wouldn't be a bad idea for, old authors like Stephen King, Dean Koontz, Michael Crichton, maybe some of their properties that are not selling as much anymore, because they're such older books. Like maybe that'd be a good way to get somebody into their titles,
Exactly. Yeah. It's like drugs, the first taste is free. So
Yeah,
give that
there you
away,
go.
and they'll
There you go.
get hooked and want to keep reading.
There
The
you
best
go.
part of the show.
Don't do drugs, kids. Just avoid the free sample.
Exactly. Let's keep rolling on. The best things in life are
Free.
This one's called Photopea. It's a Photoshop clone that is completely free and has all the basic features of Photoshop using basically the same interface. If you're used to Photoshop and just need to get something quickly done, there's nothing better out there. Best of all, it's completely contained within your browser. There's no installation, no local files, not even an account or sign-in. I use Photoshop all the time, but it can be expensive. It's either a monthly fee or you have to pay hundreds of dollars for a standalone version of it. Photopea, great way to do it. There's also one called GIMP, G-I-M-P. That is a local file that you can download, but Photopea might be worth checking out. Tony, do you ever have a need for Photoshop type things, but you just don't want to shell it out?
I used to, not so much now. I kind of just goofily, I've done it. I've used Snapchat to do it, to create some of my photos on my wall, kind of the Easter egg ones. Like there's the one where I took the old fat version of me before my wedding. I found a Baby Yoda and was able to put it on a shirt that I was wearing then. And it actually looks like I always had Baby Yoda. Someone looked at like Baby Yoda was around back then.
No.
But it looks so good. Or like where I took old pictures of the ex-girlfriend or the ex-wife, and you put Taylor Swift faces. Now I just want to start doing that with just different girl faces, just
there you go.
Funny, yeah. Hey, really? But if you can get because Photoshop is expensive, man.
Yeah.
It was not cheap. Ooh.
Yeah. And I have a need for it with what I do every day, and it's part of a suite of a whole bunch of applications. But if you just need it for one-off, check that out. All right, let's keep rolling on, talking about the best things in life are
free.
We talk about anything is available at the push of a button these days. It used to be you had to go to encyclopedias to find out what you need. Now you can get an entire education, for free. For instance, the Khan Academy is literally for everything. It's a free knowledge that you can use to Clep out of university courses or simply invest your time in a worthwhile topic. Free quality education is the best education. Again, that's the Khan Academy, Khan, and has nothing to do with Captain Kirk's old rival.
Yeah, I was trying to find a sound bite for it, but all I got was Shao Kahn, so you just get the...
Excellent.
And that's it. So that's the only thing I came up with instead of Kahn!
Well, let's keep rolling on. The best things in life are...
Free.
If you do decide to go to college, one of the things that frustrated me more than ever when I was in college was the fact that you had to buy expensive books. I mean, they were...
Oh, yeah.
The editions changed from year to year, obviously more of a reason for you to shell out, $40, $50 for a textbook that you only used for a semester. Well, there is a service called Sci-Hub, SCI-Hub, where it's endless free college books. And chances are you can probably find the college book that you're looking for in this resource online.
What hub is it called?
Sci-Hub.
Totally the soundbite for that one. Sorry, you said hub. Anyways, you may proceed.
All right, talking best things in life are...
Free.
This one, when I came across, sounds super interesting. Tony, you may want to check it out. It's called Skip Lagged. It's for flights. It's so good that United Airlines sued them and lost. They essentially exploit the pricing manipulation that airlines use. For example, if you want to go from Phoenix to Atlanta, sometimes a ticket from Phoenix to Fort Lauderdale connecting through Atlanta is cheaper. This website finds those flights for you. Just don't check any bags. So, if it's cheaper to get to your destination as a layover, then buy it. You don't have to go from that Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale stretch, but well worth checking out. I think for my next... Skip Lagged, Lagged.
I have to actually check that out. That sounds cool. Because you can always rely, like Southwest will have the best deal, but not always. If you do a little research and you're willing to do a few others, like my sisters have to use Allegiant. Allegiant is kind of pricey out of Denver, but for them where they live, it's actually, they always have really good deals flying out on odd days. So it's,
well, and Reno, for instance, has very few direct flights. Mostly it's connecting flights. So this might be a great way to get to Reno as a layover flight. But obviously it's your final destination if the price is right. So
yeah, there you go. Just don't check a bag.
Exactly. All right, rolling on, talking about the best things in life are
free.
Here's one well worth checking out, Tom. It's called My 90s TV. This is more of a novelty website, but they think it's pretty cool. You can lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. It basically uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in the 90s, and you can specify what year you want, what categories you want to see when you change the channels. There's also a My 80s TV and a My 70s TV as well.
Oh, well, that's cool. I remember there was My 80s. We actually used this before when I was dating one girl who was really into Avatar, The Last Airbender. We would watch it, but we would actually use this site to watch because they were linked up to certain YouTube links. But yeah, that's how we watched the first season of Avatar, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it works. It does. You do find things. You can find, let's see, what else did I find on there? You could find...
I'm sure you can find Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, we found the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were on there, and yeah, a lot of stuff. Stuff you could really just get on streaming now in better quality, but for the time, and maybe for some shows, not a bad idea, and it's cool that they're dedicated to doing that.
Very cool. Well worth checking out. Well, let's keep rolling on. Best things in life are
free.
Every once in a while, you have a need for just a stock photo of something, but you go to the stock photo sites and they want you to pay $15, $20 for whatever it is, or you get all of the watermarks. Well, if you're in the search for something like that, check out Unsplash. It's where you can get free photos of just about anything provided by the photographers themselves to do with what you like. And so, it may not be the best selection of specific subjects as you would get in a stock photo website, but at least free is better than nothing, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's funny. Yesterday I used some stock photo for a few stock photos from Memorial Day. Turns out Adam Sandler and I had the same Google search going on because he posted the same one. Yeah.
Very cool.
Me and the Sandman thinking alike. Yeah, go to Google and type up a nice message here for Memorial Day and copy, paste, click. It's good. You see how many likes we get today. I guarantee he got more likes than I did.
Probably. All right, finally here in the best things in life are
free.
If you want to learn another language, nothing says you have to shell out for it. For instance, Duolingo has been a quick Spanish lesson with this person's morning coffee for a couple of years now. It doesn't override the need to take classes for college credits, but they recently had to take a course and it was a breeze. There are a few hundred languages that it teaches, and the mobile app makes it easy to do anything, anywhere while waiting. So you want to learn a new language? Check out Duolingo. Well, folks, that does it for this segment of The Best Things in Life Are Free. When we come back, we are headed to the final segment of the show. Yes, it's time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. We made it to the fourth and final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix radio show. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
I can smell you. Holy shit.
Thanks,
man. The guy can smell me. Yeah, holy.
I think it's actually his birthday. In any case, folks, while you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode.
Man.
Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends, because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring. Like, subscribe, share, spread, tell a friend. Just put it out there. Yeah. That's how we get more followers, likes, and all that good stuff.
That's the way it works. Folks, you know what? We like to drop a little knowledge on you each day. We like to hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Crossing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. All right, kicking things off this day in 1215 in Beijing under the control of the Jurchen ruler Emperor Zhang of Jin. Boy, this is a lot of hard words.
Zhang Jin
is captured by the Mongols under Genghis Khan, ending the Battle of Beijing. And, we'll get to, his friend a little bit later on stories here. But Genghis Khan, a sports aficionado from what we understand. Right, Tone?
Oh, yeah. He is definitely Mr. Genghis Khan. Remember that Chinese place in Carson, Genghis Khan?
I do. I don't think it's there anymore.
It's not.
Moving on, this day in 1543, Flemish physician Andreas Vesalius publishes De Humani Corpus Fabrica on the fabric of the human body in 7 books, a major step forward in understanding human anatomy. Think back in the 1500s, we thought that sneezes were caused by the devil entering our body, and we had to get them out by drilling holes in people's heads. So this was a huge step forward in understanding exactly how the human body worked.
Yes, and that's also the new album cover for the new Machine Head album.
I like it.
It's very similar, actually. They just put a crown on it, but it looks exactly alike.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. Well, let's roll on this in 1815. Oh, Napoleon Bonaparte swears fidelity to the Constitution of France. Of course, we know how he celebrated. Headed on down to Farrell's for that Piggly Wiggly trough.
Excellent! Oh, the props. Gotta love the props.
Gotta love the props. All right.
This prop I got.
36, Charles Darwin returns to Cape Town in South Africa, presumably aboard the HMS Beagle, which we know is Clifford the Big Red Dog. And
This is a big legal beagle. Thou shalt not pass.
Moving on, this day in 1862, General Robert E. Lee assumes command after Joe Johnston is injured at Seven Pines. I assume this is not the same Joe Johnston that directed Captain America, the First Avenger, or Jumanji.
This is true. Because he was injured at Seven Pines. He was unavailable at the time.
Exactly. He had to heal up in order to make those movies later on.
Yeah, them damn Duke boys. There was a lot of hazard pay there.
Exactly. This day in 1869, Thomas Edison is granted his first patent for the electric vote recorder. Oh, we know how that goes these days. Anything voting related, and people are losing their minds.
Yeah! With my patented machine, all votes will count. Yeah! Sorry. I say it every time, but he looks like he's peering behind a wall like a villain.
Totally.
Toasty! And then he goes away.
This day in 1905, Lewis and Clark Centennial Exposition opens in Portland, Oregon. Answers our question from last week, whether or not they made it across the Rockies. Apparently they had to in order to make it to Portland.
Yeah, good on them, man. Adventurers. Hey, Lewis. Yes, Clark. Want to go on an adventure? Of course I do. Let's go through the Rocky Mountains and get to Portland. What's Portland? I don't know. But let's discover it on an adventure. Okay. What's your name? Lewis. What's yours? Clark. F you, Lewis. F you, Clark.
Apparently they're British, too.
They are today. And forever now.
This day in 1944, we generally don't talk about things World War II related because they're so depressing, but because of today, in this day in history, is why we had the holiday yesterday, Memorial Day. The Allied generals, Bernard Montgomery, George S. Patton, Omar Bradley, Miles Dempsey, and Harry Serrar meet in Portsmouth, England, just prior to D-Day. Yes, today was the launch of D-Day, or at least the planning session for it, which marks Memorial Day, which we celebrate each and every year for those folks who gave their lives in the line of duty.
Yeah, just frightening. Just the pictures, the images of them all going just to storm the beach there. It just, woof.
When you go back and watch like Saving Private Ryan, which, people who lived through it said it was the most like true to life, horrifying account of what actually happened on D-Day. I can only imagine. I'm so glad we grew up when we did.
Yeah, me too. Would not want to experience that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, rolling on this day in 1966, on the lighter side of things, George Harrison is impressed by sitarist Ravi Shankar's concert in London. And of course, they would recruit him later on to help on some Beatles albums with that sitar, which is like a 34-stringed instrument, and just crazy how people can play that.
Hey, fellas, I found this guy named Ravi Shankar. He's like the Shankar experience, better than the Scorpions guy. He jams quick-like with fingers, lightning fast. Let's put him in. I got my mind set on it, you know?
And don't put that accent too far away, because this day in 1973, Paul McCartney and Wings released Live and Let Die. Tony, can you tell me which James Bond movie that was recorded for?
Live and Let Die. Live and Let. Okay. And then Guns N' Roses would cover it and actually do a really good job with their cover.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was Guns N' Roses originally. Growing up, that was the one I knew. Hello, James Bond movie we were going to do. So I got my band Wings, and we're going to write Live and Let Die because the movie is called Live and Let Die. Now I should talk like this. I gotta give. Why is it that I give the Beatles such a shitty accent? And but But then Lewis and Clark, who are not British, I go all out and give them a fairly okay British accent.
It's just the way it goes at
It is.
point in the morning. So,
hey, who's playing tonight? Some band and the Shitty Beatles. How are they? Shitty.
Let's roll on. This day in 1985. Just a Gigolo, I Ain't Got Nobody by David Lee Roth hits number 12. I figured it would have gone higher than that.
Yeah. Actually, he was not good solo, man.
No.
He had like one or two okay songs, but outside of Van Halen, dude, but today he's just a modern Muppet. So
yeah,
it's like he released a country song, I think this last week. It's called Giddy Up. Yep, no lie. Like the cover looks like some kid took a crayon and just drew it, and David Lee Roth, Giddy Up.
Yeah, Eddie was the glue that held that talent together for sure.
Yep.
All right, and then finally here on this day in history, this day in 1996, Woody Harrelson is arrested in Lee County, Kentucky, after he symbolically planted 4 hemp seeds to challenge the state law, which did not distinguish between industrial hemp and marijuana. He was taking a stand before everybody else was. Now it's legal. I don't know about Kentucky, but he wouldn't have even been arrested if it was this day and age.
Nope, he got Munsoned. He definitely did. Oh, Munson!
And folks, before we head out for the day, we like to run down some of today's holidays, where we talk about the things that we like to celebrate. For instance, Tony, today is Dare Day. Truth or dare? I dare you to.
George Dare. Dare to stay off drugs. Don't try them once. Stick to Costco sample, kids, because drugs are for bums. George Dare.
Today is Dinosaur Day, in case you're into those. Today is Don't Give Up the Ship Day, which is
dude, don't give it up. Just write it one more day.
Yeah, it's Flip a Coin Day. It's a 50-50 chance. It is Heimlich Maneuver Day, so go and save somebody who's choking. It is National Go Barefoot Day. Ouch.
Nah, it's a quiet place. Nah, watch enough of Barefoot. Go watch A Quiet Place too. See a lot of bare feet.
Yep. International Children's Day. Again, that should be every day. It is the Global Day of Parents. Again, should be every day. It is, Tony, National Nail Polish Day. You going to partake?
Ooh, no, but I watched a lot of kids do that over the weekend. It's also Michael Yendra Day.
Yep. It's National Pen Pal Day, National Hazelnut Chocolate Day, National Olive Oil Day, Say Something Nice Day, Stand for Children Day, Oscar the Grouch Day, Wear a Dress Day, and finally, World Milk Day. Folks, that does it for today's show. We will see you tomorrow with Words Are Hard. Have a good Tuesday, everybody.
Drink milk, you're beautiful. Peace.